MMA fans, we're here. The real MMA bros. This is the bonus show. This is take two of the bonus show. So, you guys ever watch, what's that group with Jack Black? This is the tribute to the song. We did the song, okay? This the greatest song ever made. The greatest podcast ever made was done. It got deleted. Shit happened. Shit hit the fan. It was the mistakes were made, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it over. This is take two. Let's do this. So we're gonna go over some NBA trades. We're both into NBA. There's a lot of crazy stuff happening. It's awesome. So let's just get into it. McNeil.
First day of free agency and trade available was August the 2nd, and we're going to go over everything from the beginning of that until today.
Let's do it.
Okay, first things first, Warriors signed Otto Porter Jr. to 1 year deal.
Best re-signing of. I'm just joking. Yeah, it is what it is. So we're gonna just go over everything. There's gonna be some, some misses, some non-hitters, but
With the Otto Porter Jr., good defender, all-around player.
yep.
He did well with Washington
Yep.
and other teams. I think that's a good pickup.
It's fine. It's a 1 year. It is what it is. It's not too big. Next, we got re-signing Norm Powell to a 5-year, $90 million contract. I think that's a slam dunk. That's Norm Powell is a great defender. He seems to be fitting in the Trailblazers system. I mean, he's just his first year. He's coming from Toronto, where he's won a championship. Offensively, he's going to give you 20 points. He's going to give you some rebounds, some assists. So
Yeah, and as three key players for Portland. Yeah, you had Dame Lillard,
Who?
of course. Dame Lillard, of course.
Who?
Now I wonder if he's going to say Dame Lillard, of course.
You mean Dame Dollar?
C.J. McCollum, and now
Yeah.
Norm Powell.
Yep.
I like them securing up his spot. He was great for them last year, so I like them securing his spot. Also, at center, Cody Zeller.
Yep. That's a good pickup too.
That's a good pickup. With their centers being always hurt and injured, it's good to pick up Cody Zeller.
Yep.
I know Michael Jordan right now, tears come from his eyes. We know he loves white American basketball players.
His Gordon Hayward's not working out too well. But.
Yeah, but he keeps trying. So I think that's a good pickup for the Blazers.
Yeah, it's a veteran, a big body. He can use it, especially them getting rid of Cantor. So
yes.
That's a good pickup.
Next up for the Thunder. They re-signed Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to a 5-year, $172 max extension.
Dang, that's the future.
That's a future.
Yeah.
That's a future of the team, and especially the best player on the team. Now, I don't believe he deserved that money, but he's the best player on the team.
Well, we'll make the tribute. So McNeil got into it last time, the last podcast. That was unfortunately deleted, but he was saying basically Curry. That's comparable to Curry money, and he was saying, hey, is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in the same league as Trae Young, as Curry, as all these amazing point guards? That's debatable. Like Shai's good. Like there's no
Shai's
like
good.
he's really good, and he's young, and he's like great personality. He's a great like corporate guy who's gonna be there. He's gonna say the right thing, do the right thing. But is he worth that money, dude? That's a lot of money, dude. 5 years at $172 million, dude.
Yes, especially with someone coming off the rookie contract. That's a lot of money.
Yep.
But you are what they pay. Now, you ask me, he's not in the same sentence as the Trae Young and Steph Curry, but the market is what the market, and they secured it.
Yep.
Next up, they re-signed Mike Muscala to a 2-year, $7 million deal.
Good pickup. That's another one. It's just it's interesting. It's 2 years and not 1 year.
Yeah,
but they must believe in him.
They must believe in him.
Yep.
Next up, Suns. They re-signed Chris Paul to a 4-year contract worth up to $120 million.
Hey, good job.
Good job for Chris Paul. I don't think he has 2 years left in him. To be honest with you, at a certain level, he barely like last year. Him going as far as he did was farther than he ever been. I mean, you can tell.
Yeah.
Toward the end of the beginning of the Clippers, before the comeback Chris Paul was born. That stupid name. And then on to the finals, he faded. You can tell he faded as time went on. So a 4-year contract worth up to $120. I think it's based on name value. Although he was added to that team and they went to the finals.
But again, a lot of these are. You got to think a lot of these re-signings and even like. Really, all the re-signings, but it's a reward type thing. They're rewarding Chris Paul. Like,
yes.
You made it. You got us to the finals. Like, let's talk about that. Like, Phoenix. last year, dude, Phoenix didn't even make they in the bubble. They didn't even make the playoffs. Like they were like they almost did. They had a good like little run and whatnot, but they didn't. All they did was add. Well, they added Chris Paul and they got Crowder,
Yes.
and then bam. Not only are they a playoff team, they're a freaking title contention team.
Yes.
So
I think it's reminiscent of when LeBron was at the tail end of Miami, and when
who's LeBron?
LeBron James.
Oh,
LeBron
LeBron
James.
James.
LeBron
Oh,
James.
okay, Space Jam. Got
Oh, Space Jam. Yeah,
it.
famous for being in Space Jam.
Yeah,
Not
great
playing.
actor.
Not, So I think when LeBron played the Spurs in his last year in Miami, and the Spurs pretty much mollywalked them and ran all around them,
Yep.
he felt that his team was getting old. So he seen an upcoming team in Cleveland with a great start.
Yep.
And he felt he can come there and
Kyrie.
mold that and change the team.
Kyrie.
I think Chris Paul seen how
Devin
upward
Booker.
that Phoenix was trending, especially going undefeated in the bubble, and how the star of Devin Booker. As a matter of fact, he said it. He said Devin Booker's a problem. He has a dog in him, and he's a great light skinned brother. That's what he said. But he seen the light. He seen the light, so he jumped on it, and he jumped on the fire, and he gave them leadership and guidance. So I think that it's a reward. He don't have 4 years left in him. He got maybe
I
1
say
to 2
two.
years.
I give him two.
At that
what is
level.
he? 36.
He's 36.
36. So he's
So I think and injuries always been an issue with him as time went on. And seeing injuries, so I think they rewarded him for what he did for the team.
I also think. I mean, I don't see Phoenix going back to the championship.
Oh,
I don't.
no.
But they might go deep in the playoffs again, and Chris Paul is going to be very, very instrumental to that.
Yes.
So
I don't see them going to the finals because we know everyone that makes it to the finals, even when championships, a lot of luck is involved.
yeah, especially this year. This
and a
year, so
lot of
many
luck.
injuries. Like it was
Yes.
crazy. Look, like Lakers were super injured. Freaking who else? The Denver was super injured. Clippers were super injured. Everyone was injured. Like
Everyone's injured.
like who could make it? Even Milwaukee, who won the championship, was injured.
Yes.
Like Giannis is.
As a matter of fact, the most healthy team was the Phoenix Suns during the Western Conference, and that's one of the main reasons why they went. So I like that. Also, they re-signed Cameron Payne to a 3-year, $19 million contract.
Again, reward.
What he did in the playoffs was insane. He changed the pace. Even when Chris Paul was injured, he came in. He was able to drive and actually do something.
He's a young kid. And he'll grow if he wants to stay in Phoenix too and grow. He's got Booker over there and
and the Lakers. He was one of the main reasons why they got past the Lakers. Lakers didn't have any answer for him. He was able to get to the paint at will.
Yep.
He provided a spark off the bench. Yep. Also, they signed JaVale McGee to a 1-year, $5 million contract.
My boy. Yep.
What do you think about that?
No, I love that. JaVale McGee is one of those. I always say this. He's a unicorn, dude. We got. Let's talk about that now too. Everyone's shooting now. If you're a 7-footer, if you don't shoot threes, you're freaking. You're
more of a unicorn.
Yeah, I know. You're the unicorn. What? You don't shoot threes and you're. But he's JaVale McGee can definitely. He's super athletic. Of course, super tall, lanky. He's a veteran now. Like he's still athletic enough where he's gonna draw out, like for instance, the Trae Youngs, the Chris Pauls, where he can still get them and come back if needed. And I mean, he's just a veteran, a big body that they can go in and out with.
Yeah. Also, too, from what Chris Paul need of a center and what Phoenix how they utilize the center, JaVale McGee is a perfect pick and roll. Yep. They need someone that's athletic.
And Ayton's going to play the majority of the minutes.
Mm-hmm. So. And someone that can move, someone can run off the court, and someone athletic, and JaVale McGee does all those things. So I think that's a great pickup.
And he's good in the locker room, too. So, I mean, it's a good pickup.
He makes everyone laugh because he's a goofball.
He's a unicorn.
He's a unicorn. Also, Nicholas Spurs made a couple moves. They signed forward Doug McDermott to a 3-year, $42 million.
Dude, that playoff, Dougie Buckets made me a believer in that playoff game last year. Like, he was on fire. Like, he can shoot, but that's a good pick. I mean, again, the Spurs, I mean, you got Doug McDermott and Zach Collins. Like, I mean, that's not big moves. They're a super young team. They got, I mean, Greg Popovich. I feel like this is still a rebuilding year for the Spurs.
Yeah, Zach Collins, 3-year, $22 million contract.
Yeah.
So there's a couple good pieces. I had some shooting and size. Mm-hmm. But the Spurs, they always have plans. They always add key players that they're going to need. So the Spurs are going to be the Spurs.
Yeah.
Next up, the Rockets re-signed Dave Nwamba to a 3-year, $15 million. And also they signed center Daniel Theis to a 4-year, $36 million deal.
Yeah, that's interesting. 4-year, $36 million. That's some good money he's making. But
it is.
I mean, Theis coming from Boston, then to Chicago, now to the Rockets. Rockets need a facelift, dude. Last year they just crumbled. They were Whew, they need a facelift, dude. I don't know what they're gonna do, but
Yeah, so they added more size than Daniel Theis
yeah,
and David Nwamba. They're trying to secure the paint,
yeah.
the post game. So
Get some big men.
decent pickups, you know.
It is. Nah,
So
that's it is what it is with that.
okay, next up, the Raptors re-signed Gary Trent Jr. to 3 year, 54 mil.
Okay. I like Gary Trent Jr. I think he's
Great
a
shooter.
great shooter. Especially coming to Toronto last year, he really like. I think he was their leading scorer, wasn't he? For
Hmm.
at least for a little while. So that's a good pick, resign. That's again. Here's your reward. There.
Yes,
Now you can play for us. Type of thing.
especially them losing key guards, Toronto. So he's a nice,
Yep.
nice
We're
re-sign.
we're gonna get in.
We're gonna
We'll
get
get
to
into
that.
that one.
Next up, Pistons. They signed power forward Kelly Olynyk
Yep.
to a 3 year, 37 mil deal. I like that pickup. Olynyk really showed when he left Miami, he really showed that he can score. He showed with Houston,
With
like he showed.
Houston, yeah.
He's a great scorer. He is like a come out party. He's mobile.
Yeah.
He doesn't play too much D, but he's a very
I was
good
gonna say he needs to
offensive.
work on his D definitely.
Olynyk.
If he wants the big minutes, if he wants to be like a star, he has to work on his D, especially his post game, but post D.
Next up, they signed guard Corey Joseph to a 2 year, 10 mil.
Good pickup. Okay.
Let's pick up. They signed forward Trey Lyles to a 2 year, 4 mil deal.
Yeah, those are just like especially. So when we talk about those teams like the Houston's, the Pistons, like the Detroit, dude, last year they gotta make some big moves. Right, and these are pitter patter moves, whatever, like picking up guys, but they need facelifts. Like Houston crumbled, Detroit crumbled. Like
Hmm.
they were really really bad.
Detroit. Hopefully, Cunningham will help him out because
Yeah, that's true.
he's definitely a dynamic
I,
player
I mean, they
added to
also
those
have
teams.
who they have. They have that young kid too, so that they got his rookie season. So
So,
they have some young talent.
all right, next up, the Pelicans signed guard Devontae Graham to a 4 year, 47 mil contract. I like that. With the loss of Lonzo Ball, they needed some young guard play, and he was a decent guard for Charlotte last year.
Yep.
Good pickup. Got a bright future.
Yep.
Hopefully, he will have his come out party because the Charlotte's backcourt was like
I
clogged up
love
last year.
Dude, Charlotte is so exciting. They're probably one of the most exciting teams in the league right
Yes.
now. I used to love watching just to see what they would do. They're high flyers. They're
Hmm.
young. They can shoot. I mean, freaking. There were times they were just like 3, 4, 5, 6 threes in a row.
Yes.
Like just like
And I think after Charlotte losing Malik Monk and Devontae Graham, now and that's going to open up the lane more
I mean,
for Lamelo and others.
they also
And
lost.
Rozier.
They also
So
lost. What's the center to? What's his name? The veteran center that we just talked
they
about.
lost Cody Zeller.
Cody Zeller too.
Cody
So
Zeller.
I mean, they got some areas that they need to strengthen definitely. So.
100%. So I think with Devontae Graham coming on, that's going to help out the Pelicans, especially after losing Lonzo Ball.
It's a big loss.
So they added more guard play. So I think that's a great pickup.
Yep.
Great pickup
Yeah.
for Pelicans.
Yeah, they needed that.
Next up, Pacers. They re-signed guard T.J. McConnell.
TJ, you mean
4 year
quad double? Quad double?
quad double. I re-signed him to a 4
Was
year,
he
35.2
at 14
mil
steals
contract.
in the first half or something like that? Jeez. TJ. So me and I always joke like TJ McConnell. He's going to be a coach in the NBA. Like 100%. He's gonna be a coach.
Tell me why.
Because he's if you ever see him in the locker room too, the way he talks. So basically in the crowd or whatnot, he's the coach. Like he'll be like saying, "Hey, you do this. Hey, you got this. Blah blah blah." Like, and he's a player coach right now. So
he has great tangibles as a leader. Is what you're saying.
yeah, and he's super intelligent.
All right, perfect. Also, they signed Torrey Craig to a 2 year, 10 mil contract.
Okay, don't know who that is.
So, but great pickup, great re-sign with T.J. McConnell.
Yeah, no, T.J. McConnell's legit. He's good. He's a good off the bench point guard. So.
All right, next up, Nuggets re-signed and signed a few key players. They signed for Jeff Green to 2 year, 10 mil contract. What do you think about that?
It's fine. Like I mean, some experts think that's the greatest signing to ever be done. Like Jeff Green's a good player. That's it. Like there's not like that's.
Hey, veteran leadership, kind of gritty.
Yeah, he's big, he's tall, he's athletic. Thank God, like he's recovering from that.
Great comeback surgery, recovering from.
Great comeback from the surgery.
Comeback story, recovering from open heart surgery. Great comeback story.
It is what it is. That's like okay, that's not too crazy.
They also re-signed JaMychal Green to a 2 year, 17 mil contract.
Yeah, they got a lot of re-signings. That was again reward. Like they re-signed a lot of people. So
great key player, athletic forward.
Yep.
Great pickup. They also re-signed small forward Will Barton to a 2 year, 32 mil contract.
Yeah, I think so. Nuggets right now are sitting kind of pretty in the fact that they have a huge excuse for last year. I mean, their key player got
Murray.
injured, so Murray was gone. They had picked up Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon was a huge piece that they. I mean, he halfway during the season he came in, so he didn't have time to get his rhythm and whatnot. So I think the Denver Nuggets are sitting pretty in the fact that they have a lot of re-signings and they
Mm-hmm.
picked up Jeff Green, which is a good piece to the puzzle. But we're really going to see what a healthy Denver can do at the start of the season to the end. Like Joker is, again, we talk about these unicorns and whatnot. Joker's ridiculous. A center that can pass, that can do every facet of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally, and he's 7 feet. Like it's crazy. Like pass, shoot, uh, rebound, triple double machine, freaking leadership. He has everything. So.
Yes, and I think also. Well, let me bring up this last transition, then I'll caveat off what you're saying. They also re-signed Austin Rivers to a 1-year contract.
Good.
Amount undisclosed. I agree with you. It's hard for a team to win a championship when they base around a big guy, which they did Jokic, but Jokic did well.
Yeah,
They
he did. He did do well.
Yeah, he did do well.
Yeah.
But it's kind of hard when the focus is on the big guy because it's easy to stop. But with Murray, adding Murray and more chemistry with Eric Gordon.
Yep, and everyone knows Murray's clutch. Murray is so clutch. If they had any close games, I would have gave it to the Denver because Murray's a clutch point guard.
Mhm.
Well, it's weird. He's transitioned to a pass first point
Mhm.
guard. He was primary shoot. I mean those games with Utah, whew, those playoff games
Yes.
where he's dropping 50, like him and freaking
The
Donovan Mitchell, dude.
the whole playoff run last year, it was Murray's come out party. The
It
guy was
was.
clutch,
Whew.
showcasing 50+ point games, 40
Yeah.
plus point games on the red. So
Yeah, that back and
I
forth
think
with Donovan Mitchell was just a thing to behold. It was
I
crazy.
think the key re-signings and adding Jeff Green, the veteran leadership with physical. I think that with Murray and Gordon, I think they will make it. They will be a key player in the West,
Yeah.
potentially number 1 and number 2 in the West next year.
Yeah, they're gonna definitely be in the top. I think the Lakers, of course, are gonna take dude. On paper, you can't. Don't tell me they're not gonna be number one. It's on paper.
Well,
they're a 2K team right now. So
here's what's going to happen with the Lakers is they're not going to put too much effort in the regular season because they got to reserve all their older bodies. So potentially they can be 5, 6, or 7. But once playoffs hit, that is when their experience, their size, and the key player is going to definitely benefit. Because there's going to be a lot of load management with the Lakers out there.
I think they're gonna mob. I think they're gonna mob it. I think they'll be 1 or 2. I think they might.
One or two?
They might be 2.
No.
I think it's gonna be Denver Lakers. I'm biased. I want to say Portland. I want to say Portland Trailblazers because I love Dame, but we'll see if they can. They need a big man. They need a strong big man.
I think that they're gonna. I think they're gonna be around between 4 to 5 because they're gonna do a lot of load management, rest these older guys, and there's gonna be some injuries. I think that they're gonna be there, but when they're gonna really do that damage is playoffs. That's when all these key players gonna mention. Speaking of the Lakers, next up the Lakers additions. They signed forward Trevor Ariza to a 1-year contract. Mm-hmm. Which I like that pickup. He's a 3-and-D guy. He's got great size, a tall guy. He can guard the perimeter.
He's similar to a Jeff Green pickup.
Yeah, Jeff Green
pickup. Just a great pickup. Right
Jeff Green pickup. Only difference is you can pinpoint to where the Lakers can utilize Trevor Ariza with perimeter defense size, and he can nail the open tray. So
you think he's gonna start, or is he
no? He's definitely not gonna start. He's not gonna start.
I think he has the ability to start, but I got to see their lineup. They're going to be big. The Lakers are going to be huge, man.
What position would you put Trevor Ariza at?
You could put him small forward, dude.
Because where are you going to put LeBron
power forward. You got AD center, power forward, LeBron James, Trevor Ariza, small forward. You got Russ point guard, and then I don't know who's their shooting guard.
Let's be honest, too, also, that AD doesn't like playing the center. And with Marc Gasol and with Dwight Howard, chances are they're going to be doing split dudes at the center. AD's going to be more comfortable at the 4. Then you can do LeBron, Russ, and you can go throughout. So I think that, Trevor Ariza will be a great bench player coming off playing D. I think they also signed guard Wayne Ellington to a 1-year contract, another retread.
Yep.
Ken Bazemore to a 1-year contract, which I like him coming off the bench. He can nail the open trade. He's an effort guy.
Yep.
And they signed, which he should have never left. They signed center Dwight Howard to a 1-year contract.
Howard was like, "Let's run it back." I'm like,
okay. Very physical guy.
What was the pattern with all this stuff? What's the pattern?
1 year.
Dude, they're going for a championship this year. It's
all
or nothing.
It's like this. It's like this. When you look at all the big markets and stuff like that, their moves, everything they do is off of
that time,
off
like
of the
present
mentality of where
winning.
they're from. Like Lakers, Lakers. If you go to LA, it's all I want it now type of place.
Yep.
I want it now, want it right now, right in a hurry.
Same thing with New
So,
York.
so they're signing all these key guys in 1 year because they're about winning now.
Yeah.
Winning now. A lot of these players ain't gonna be here long. They sign older veterans, but it's about we need to win.
Well,
right
let's
now.
think about that.
We need to win
LeBron.
right
I
now.
mean, I don't want. I'm not gonna. LeBron could play another 15 years. Like either way, but LeBron has a solid 3 to 5 years. You would say. I mean, just Father Time's
it's gonna hit him.
It's gonna hit him sometime. Like unless he's taking the Tom Brady juice. Like now, it's gonna happen. So
and he's been fighting. LeBron's been fighting. He's been doing well. So I think that he's still got about 3 years left in. Good
I say
years,
3 to 5. And when I say good, I mean prime. Like he's an all-star. Like 3 to 5 years. Like,
well. So. He will be an all-star as long as he plays just off name recognition.
He doesn't even have to score. He's gonna be
just off name recognition alone. So he's gonna be voted in. So those are good key pickups by the Lakers. Next up, speaking of, okay, let's go to the Mavs right here. The Mavs made a couple good signings. First of all, they signed Reggie Bullock to a 3 or $30.5 million.
I like that. I like that signing.
Another shooter.
Yep.
But Dallas has, you see, they are tailored around a lot of shooters. Another good shooter.
So Dallas is another one. They have the pieces to the puzzle. I mean, they got some. Obviously, they have the Luka show. Like, Luka, dude. He's doing some crazy stuff in the NBA. Do you see that 3 that he made, that game-winning 3 that he leaned it?
Yes.
Dude, it's almost like a magic show when you see Luka.
A very savvy and cagey and smart player.
He really is. He needs to calm that mouth down, though. Yeah. Those technicals are starting to add up.
Yeah. But. Now, he doesn't have any athleticism that much, but
correct.
But his skill level, his savviness makes up for it.
Well, he's so oversized at the point position too.
That's a great point.
He doesn't have to have the athleticism; he has the size.
That's a great point.
He just bullies.
And he has a size and a smart.
Like remember with the Clippers, he was just bullying freaking what's his name down in the paint.
He's very savvy.
So
I like that. They also signed forward Sterling Brown to a 2-year, $6.2 million contract.
Yep.
They re-signed, which is a good sign. Re-signed for Tim Hardaway Jr. to a 4-year, $74.
That's a big one. I'm glad they kept him.
I'm glad he's one of the key scorers, and he's an effort guy, and he knows the system.
Yep.
But also for fan purposes and what everyone loves, they re-signed center Boban Marjanovic to
the GOAT.
Yep.
Maybe.
There's no undisclosed amount they re-signed him.
Yeah, undisclosed. Keep that quiet.
So,
Boban, we're gonna give you like $800 million.
Isn't he the tallest player in the league right now?
He's
the tallest
big.
player in the league. So
you can tell with those big guys too. He's just this massive human being. Like it's not even that he's tall. He's just just big.
Well, his ears are about the size of your head.
I was gonna say his head's the size of my body.
And his ears about the size of your freaking huge ears. Good pickup on that.
Yeah.
Next up, speaking of big markets, the New York Knicks. They re-signed center Nolas Noel to a 3 or $32 million contract. He played good minutes last year. He was great at defending the post.
Yep.
He was athletic. Really good pickup. I'm glad to see him finally.
Definitely, he needs to put some meat on his bones. I definitely think that would be a big thing.
Yeah, I'm glad to see him finally getting good contracts. He was
3 or 32. That's really good.
Especially compared, he never lived up to his hype of being drafted. I think he was number 2 and number 3 back in the day to Memphis. He never really lived up to his hype, but I'm glad to see after all these years he's getting decent contracts now.
Good for him.
They re-signed guard Alec Burke to a 3 or $30 million contract. Another good pickup, another good guard, young guard. I like what he do. He's very active, dynamic.
Yeah, the next 2 are big.
Yes, and then they signed guard Evan Fournier to a 4-year, $78.
Let's talk about that contract. One. Why do you think Boston got rid of him so quick?
Well, he didn't fit with the system. Like he barely got minutes, and he didn't even really give any good production.
Boston's clearing house right now.
Yeah, they are.
Jeez.
Yes. And also too, he plays similar to all of to Brown and to Tatum and stuff like that.
He doesn't have his game. Isn't really. He has a very, very. Everyone has that game now. He's a mid-level defender. He shoots threes. He's a pretty good 3-point shot. He's relatively big body and whatnot. He's not that athletic. Like
I think he's gonna relive his Orlando days. He's actually gonna perform in the Knickerbockers uniform because they don't really have any good perimeter players that can score.
He'll be definitely the number 1 option on the perimeter.
Another good signing. They re-signed guard Derrick Rose.
Everyone loves Derrick Rose. Everyone loves Derrick Rose.
He revitalized his career. He's not the athletic freak he used to be.
Yeah.
But he gives good minutes, good effort. He's herky jerky with his handles and stop. He's very shifty. I'm glad to see just like Noel. I'm glad to see after his horrific injuries back in the day when they played them. I'm glad to see him still getting decent
I
contracts.
hope
Good
that
good job there,
I
Rose.
really hope he revitalizes his career. I know he's not going to be. He might. I mean, we'll
He's
see.
been
He might be an all star this year if he can somehow pick it up. He was coming off the bench, but not. He was coming off the bench, but he was playing big numbers. And then crunch time, he was the guy. So
Yeah, he was coming out the bench toward the end when he actually had him starting. So
yeah,
I like him. Good. I'm glad to see him still playing because I
yeah.
thought after the injuries he was gonna play again and
Especially for
it's
the New
great.
York
So
Knicks.
especially for the Knicks,
Yeah,
A re-
that's great. It's great.
he's a retread Knickerbocker. So
Yeah,
next up, the Kings they re-signed forward Mo Harkless. They signed center Alex Lynn. And they re-signed Rashawn Holmes to a 4-year, 52 mil contract. Mo Harkless was a 2-year, 9 mil, and Alex Lynn was a 2-year, 7.65 mil.
yeah. So that's that. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Those Alex Len is a great big body. He's super. He's not super athletic, but he's athletic. It is what it
Yeah,
is. But
and
it's
Mo
like,
Harkless, he was decent in Portland. I like I'm a Portland guy at heart, so I like to see all Trailblazers get their shine and
yeah,
get
me too.
the look. So next up, the Jazz they signed Michael Conley to a 3-year, 72.5 mil contract.
That's great. I think again, I keep saying this, but reward. You see a lot of these rewards is that, hey, thank you. Here you go. Here's your
Yeah,
contract. Now you can play. Like now
yeah,
you
he,
can you have sigh of relief.
yeah.
So
He provided stability to Utah Jazz's offense, but
and hey, first All Star season of his career. Like that's
mm-hmm.
he did a great job. I think Conley's 3-point ability is what really.
the
I
defense.
mean, what wasn't he top accuracy or something like that? Top percentage 3-point
Yeah,
wise. He's way up there. So
and he plays defense and a little
and
known
he plays defense.
and a
So
little known fact he's also ambidextrous. He shoots just as well with his left as his right.
I did
I,
not
I
know
learned
that.
that in a horse competition. He did all his shots with his left. He said,
Oh wow, I did not
okay.
know that.
Also, Mike Conley's only issue is his health. It's always the same. He always get injured as the season go on toward the later end.
Yeah, he's
So
getting
health is an
older.
issue. But when he's on the court, stability, decent defender, and a decent shot maker.
I think that's a good pickup by the Utah. I mean, Utah's last year they destroyed. They did so well. So just keep the pieces to the puzzle. Donovan Mitchell is going to be growing. He's going to get
Hmm.
older, another year wiser. He's still in his prime. You got Conley right there, a good veteran. You got the
English, Joe English,
yep Angles. So
and you got Rudy Gobert.
yeah, they got
they
the
have some key
pieces.
pieces.
They got the
But hey,
pieces.
and next
So
up,
that's it. We talk about who's going to be 1, 2, or 3. They're going to be top 3, easy.
yeah, hmm
Utah's going to be top 3. I'm
yeah,
calling that right now.
yeah.
So
Also, to me, next up, the Heat, who I think arguably had one of the best days
A plus.
throughout the signings and trading period. I think they had the best. And here's some good pickups that
Yeah,
they did.
we'll have a letter system and the teams after this and whatnot, but definitely the Heat, in my opinion, Heat and Lakers killed. They
Yes,
killed this trade.
kill.
So
So next up, Heat. They signed the point guard, the position that they needed more than anything. They signed point guard Kyle Lowry to a 3-year, approximately 90 mil contract via
that's the
sign and
pickup.
trade.
In my opinion, that's the pickup of the signing of the trade so far.
Yes. Over last year, one of the reasons why they got swept, they were depending on Butler too much,
Mm-hmm.
and he's great at feeding off the guard play,
Mm-hmm.
and he couldn't pull them through because Gordon Dragic was injured. And also, like Kendrick, they had shooters come out of the bench, but no one
Yeah.
with point guard experience, no leadership, no defender, and that's
No,
what Kyle
no,
Lowry
no
is.
veteran.
Yeah, and Kyle Lowry is an
Okay.
NBA champion. That's what he's gonna bring to the team, which I think is gonna be the key piece that they need.
So I say this: it's almost like, in my opinion, this is like the Milwaukee trade where they signed what's his name,
Holiday,
and
Drew Holiday.
that's what they needed. That was
Mhm.
like that put them over the edge. This could be the exact same thing. Like a wily freaking veteran who can score. Point guard who has championship experience.
Yes.
I mean, him with Jimmy Butler, dude. They're gonna do some. Dude, imagine having Jimmy Butler and Kyle Lowry like
Yes.
growing these young guys. Like they re-signed Duncan Robinson, of course,
Yeah.
and they have Tyler Hero, but that was the missing piece. And I
Hmm.
think it's gonna be the same as Milwaukee, where of course it worked for Milwaukee. Obviously, the proof is
Yes.
in the pudding. So this might
Yes.
work for the Heat.
Now the question is, we brought up Milwaukee. Who do the Heat have that's going to be unguardable like Giannis, comparable to
Well,
Miami?
you could argue Jimmy Butler. Like Jimmy Butler is offensively, he's not as, of course, he's not as dominant as Giannis. He can't make a shot like Giannis. But saying that, he does everything. Jimmy Butler's gonna get you steals. Jimmy Butler's gonna get you rebounds. Jimmy Butler's gonna get you freaking other people getting technicals. Jimmy Butler's gonna get you like he's gonna get you everything. Like
Yeah,
so
he
he's a
is.
winner. He's like so
Yeah, he is. Otis mentioned the re-sign of Duncan Robinson. He
yep, my
re-signed to
main
a
boy.
5-year, $90 million contract. This
Dude,
is the
does
highest contract ever from an unsigned
is
NBA
that
player.
crazy or is that
Yeah,
crazy? Good
yeah,
for
he
him, man.
undrafted NBA player. He was
Yep.
never drafted. He
5 year, $90 million.
5-year, $90 million.
Good for him,
I
man.
like that pickup.
I like that.
Great shooter coming off the bench, can make some
Again, dude,
shots.
how many times have I said this? But reward. That's the reward. Where they were like,
Oh, he
Duncan,
deserved it. Yeah,
hey, dude, you've done everything we've asked. Here you go. Like
and
now, like
And my thing is, he definitely deserved it. He overplayed his contract. The contribution that he made to the team,
yeah.
he definitely overplayed his
His
contract. He
3 point,
earned that.
you know, and I love seeing. I mean, he's always had the 3 point shot, and that's awesome. And now he's starting to really come off the ball and really get that
Yes.
fling that up there. But his defense is improving greatly. He's
Yes.
starting to be on their four, either their 3 or 4, and he's starting
Very
to
scrappy.
yeah, he's very scrappy, and he's starting to actually like contribute defensively. So
Yes.
it's really good.
Also, speaking of Jimmy Butler, they expected to sign Jimmy Butler to a 4-year, 184 plus max deal.
Woo! That's like Trey Young, Seth Curry money right there.
Yes, that's definitely Trey Young, Seth Curry. Like he definitely deserved from what he brought. He brought a mentality to Miami, and he definitely was their best player. When they made it to the finals, he was one of the key reasons.
No one thought they were making to the dude, and their road. That road to the finals for them, like they mobbed. They were like, I mean, yes, they got into the, I mean, they hit the behemoth and they lost, of course, but they did very well.
Speaking of Miami, as you mentioned, much a key player. Speaking of Milwaukee, as you mentioned quite a few times, a key player left Milwaukee, and they signed, and Miami signed him. They signed for PJ Tucker to a 2-year, $15 million contract.
I think that's a great.
That's a great pickup. Great defender, very good defender, gritty. He can make the corner 3. Yep. That's a good pickup.
He just coming off a championship that he contributed. Like
yes, he contributed. And I was reading up a couple of days ago. One of the reasons why PJ Tucker left was for them to sign him to a $15 million contract. They had to pay up to 2030
the taxes,
due to taxes and everything. So. That's why he left. It wasn't that he didn't want to stay with Milwaukee. Yeah. Is he left because they wasn't willing to sign.
That's super important. They want. I mean, you want to keep a PJ Tucker. There's no team. Every team wants a PJ Tucker, and it just sucks when it's like that much money and taxes that you have.
Yes, one of the things that PJ Tucker contributed to the Milwaukee's championship series was his defending. He was the key defender on KD, on all their best players.
He was the only. And again, you're not going to stop KD. You can only hope to contain him. But he was containing KD. Like, he was like, well, they almost. I mean, they were like what, maybe an inch. If KD had some smaller feet, if he would have made that 3, or if it was a 3 instead of a 2, then it would be Brooklyn probably winning the championship.
Because what PJ Tucker does is he lays out the pressure off the best player. Because PJ Tucker was there, Giannis didn't have to guard KD. Correct. So Giannis can play around. So Giannis wasn't in foul trouble. So that was key. So a great pickup. They also re-signed center Dwayne Dedman to a 1-year contract. Yep. There's a pickup. They needed big bodies. Good center. Not too. He's not too much of a heavy hitter. No, but
he'll come off the bench. He'll play.
Sure enough, the post. Sure enough, the center position. Yeah. They also re-signed guard Matt Struss to a 2-year.
I mean, dude, Bam Adebayo is probably arguably the most athletic 5 in the league right now. Like he's very, very. I mean, what he's doing on the Olympics too. Like he's a very, very great player. That he's very underrated. I think he's super underrated. So I think Miami has a team, man. Miami has a team. Like
they also re-signed guard Gabe Vincent to a 2-year, $3.5 million deal. I feel the same way about Gabe Vincent that I do Struss and Dedman. They're just securing up positions. Yeah, someone who knows the system. Yep. Okay, next up the Hawks. We talked about this earlier. They re-signed point guard Trey.
Get it, boy! Get your money.
$207 million max extension.
Money.
I get what he did.
Hey, guess what I'm gonna say? Hey. They're rewarding him. He killed in the playoffs. He murdered Philadelphia. He murdered the New York Knicks.
Yes, I 100% get what he did in this last playoff series. The playoff run for Atlanta last year. Yeah, man. I totally 100% get it, and he did okay. I just don't believe that he's 5-year, $207 million max extension. I don't believe he's in the same sentence.
That's what it's debatable. Okay, but let's go back to what you just said though. It's the market. Yeah. Like you can't you say that maybe he's not worth that much money. He is worth that much money because they gave him the money. So it's
you worth what they pay you.
You're worth what they pay you. Exactly.
You're worth what they pay you. But in an objective system, he's not even in the same
Yeah.
sentence as Steph Curry.
Not yet. He will
Not
be.
yet.
Give him 2 more years. He's going to be.
Hey,
Maybe 3 more, but
I don't know. Hopefully,
dude,
because I want to see
if
stars.
he has 2 more playoffs like he just did last year, dude, he has game winners. He has game dominant performances. He's super young. He's like, exciting. Like, dude, I'm telling
To
you.
me, I hope he does, but I think his size eventually is going to wear down.
Good point. That's
with
what
bigger
I thought.
guys playing on him.
Whoa. Who'd they say that about though too?
Who's that?
Seth Curry.
You
That's
know?
all they. He's too
Okay.
small. He's too
Okay.
small. Like that's gonna work.
Here's
bro.
the difference.
And he's
Okay.
he's jacking half court threes too.
Here's the
so
difference. Here's the difference. Trae Young is 5'10", 5'11". Steph Curry is 6'3". I'm just gonna leave it at that.
All
Steph
I'm
Curry
saying,
is
if
6'3".
you're under 6'5", might as well be 5'8". Might as well Muggsy Bogues because it doesn't matter if you're under 6'5".
See,
Six. It goes like, okay. It goes in my opinion 7 feet. Bam, you're 7 feet. That's a 7-footer. Bam. And then it goes like 6'8" to 6'10". Okay, if you're big, you're still gonna be a good power forward, whatnot. Then it goes from 6'8" down to 6'5". Those are like your shooting guards. So most of your point guards now are that. Anything under 6'5" is small. It doesn't matter whether you're 6'5" or you're 5'10". Like you're just like in there.
Well, he says that, but I'm pretty sure Trae Young would rather be 6'3".
Yeah, well, yeah.
Than
I'd rather be 6'3".
Right 5'10" right now, you know. So
Yeah.
next up, they signed for Solomon Hill to a 1-year contract. They also signed center Gorgui Dieng to a 1-year, $4 million contract.
Yeah.
You know, not too much about. Next
so
up,
the big thing was the Hawks, Trae Young, and dude, great freaking resigning. Great. I mean, obviously he's the star player. He's going to be the star for the next however long he wants.
Yeah,
like 10 years.
He showed next level potential. He shows being able to get out the mud, and he also showed that he is a superstar. So he had to come out partying in the playoffs. Hopefully he continue on with that. Hopefully. Next up, a good re-sign from the Clippers. They re-signed Nicholas Batum to a 2-year contract.
How you feel about
Speaking
that?
of another trailblazer retread, he revitalized his career since when he played with Charlotte, he wasn't getting that much minutes.
Yeah.
But when he played with Portland, when he played with the Clippers last year, he was a great defender. He also made some great dunks too. He still had a little bit of athleticism behind him. And he's a really good defender.
He got off like that. Let's talk about that too. He was talking about retirement, dude. So it's interesting. It's a 2-year contract. Yep. So I mean, maybe there's a player option on the second year, but.
Speaking of Batum just did a clutch block for the Phoenix Olympic team.
Did he?
Blocks.
Yes. I haven't watched.
They needed 2 seconds left. I think they beat.
Don't tell me. I want to watch the game.
2 days ago.
Okay.
I
have to watch
2 days ago. Next up, good re-sign. Cavaliers re-signed Jared Allen to a 5-year, $100 million contract.
I love this signing.
Shaq right now is turning over in his.
I love Jared Allen. I think is a great young player.
That's
a lot of money.
Here's why you have these guys with no post moves who can run, jump, and dunk.
Hey, he's got post moves.
Run, jump, and dunk. These huge contracts, which I get the market. That's what they need. The mobile centers now. He is good, but a 5-year, $100 million contract.
That's money.
That's big time money for a person of Jared Allen's skill set and stature.
But think about that. So Trae Young's 5-year, 207. Jared Allen's 5-year, $100 million. So he's about half as much as Trae Young's making. That makes sense.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think
he's so young.
Only people that mention Jared Allen's name is Cleveland Cavaliers.
I don't know. When he was with Brooklyn, dude, I'm telling you, when they had Brooklyn had LeVert. Brooklyn had Jared Allen. Brooklyn had
the reason why they mention Allen because he's this guy with this big ass afro running around.
That adds Allen.
Who's that guy with that afro? That's Jared Allen. So he stuck out because he had an afro looking like he was back in the
ABA
team. So so
I love how he played for Brooklyn too. The ABA.
Speaking of another team that had a good offseason, we're gonna go over more picks from them. Is the Chicago Bulls.
A+.
They signed point guard Lonzo Ball to a 4-year, $85 million contract. Hey, LeVar Ball is laughing.
He's laughing to the bank.
Every one of you guys, So also they signed guard Alex Caruso. I call him Show because he put on the show when he was with the Lakers.
He did. White Jesus. Boss, can we just talk about some conspiracy theory, dude?
Okay.
I think Michael Jordan. Listen to this. Ball brothers. Michael Jordan. Think about that. Lonzo Ball going to the Bulls. Who is the best player in the Bulls' history? Michael Jordan. Okay, his brother. Where does his brother play right now?
No, it's Charlotte.
Charlotte. Who owns the Charlotte Bobcats?
Oh, Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Michael Jordan conspiracy theory. I think Michael Jordan is He moonlights as LeVar Ball. They're the same person. There we go. Conspiracy. Hey, don't prove me right. Prove me wrong. There we go.
Let me add to that is the Charlotte Hornets just signed LiAngelo Ball to a summer league contract. So
Are you kidding me?
So he's on that roster.
Hey,
he's on that roster.
They're doing him so dirty. They did him so dirty. Give him a chance, man.
Give him a chance. And see, here's the thing.
So he's gonna play with his brother?
Yeah, he's gonna play with his brother. And here's the thing that gets me about LeVar. I know everyone made fun of the guy, all this trash talking he did, but every parent on this earth will want to have at least one kid making the millions in any professional organization making money. Yep. He has 3 boys that are getting NBA money right now.
And 2 of them were picked in the top 5 of the NBA draft.
So who's really the idiot? Who's really don't know basketball here? Who's really the bad father here? You know,
okay,
this guy
let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. He said he would beat Michael Jordan on a one-on-one.
Listen, here's the thing. In order to get 3 of your sons to that level, you got to have supreme confidence.
Think about
and you got to instill the confidence in your sons.
I mean, we used to play basketball. I'm a father myself. We're both like, you got to like drive your kids to practice. You got to like feed them right. You got to like, I mean, he obviously like loves his boys and wanted to see them succeed. So
and you can tell he put time into his boys because none of his boys
they love him.
Other than LiAngelo with his China issue. With still no shades.
That was
like,
really weird.
No one has any issue with the Ball brothers. They're very respectful. They don't have any attitude issues.
It's the opposite.
They're very coachable.
Charlotte, coachable. The Charlotte coach says Ball is one of the most coachable kids he's ever coached. He just listens. He soaks it all up. So
all of his kids are very coachable, and they're making NBA money. Yep. Great job. Great father. Great father. Good job.
Happy Father's Day.
I would never ever ridicule a man for having confidence in his children or putting time in his children.
Correct.
I would never,
point.
Everyone who ridicule him, I'm pretty sure all of y'all don't have all of his kids playing
great job.
Professional league. Great job.
Hey, Michael Jordan. Great job. Great job.
Great job.
Great job with your kids.
Great job. Also, next up, we're going to go with the Bucks here. They re-signed for Bobby Portis a 2-year, $9 million contract. He deserved it. He was an effort play off the bench. He was scoring. He did well.
They
he's a fan favorite. And he's a fan favorite. Also, they signed for Semi Ojeleye. Ojeleye to a 1-year contract. Decent sign. But Bobby Portis is a good pickup. Yeah. Also, 76ers, they re-signed Furkan Korkmaz to 3 year, $15 million. What do you think about that?
That's the re-signing of the millennia.
Oh, tell me
why. Next. So we got Warriors. Seth Curry, 4-year, drumroll please, $215 million contract, dude. Yes. Cray. Like, he's making money. Out of every human being, I think the only one who probably deserves more, you could argue, is LeBron James. Yes, but he deserves every penny of that, if not more. Like,
I agree. And I made a mistake also.
Whoa. What?
Okay, I made a mistake, and I'm a man to admit when I made mistakes.
Okay, I want to hear
accountability.
This. Okay.
Originally, when I was mentioning Steph Curry and Trae Young in the same sentence, I made a huge mistake.
What's the mistake?
Okay, the mistake was Trae Young had a 5-year contract, $207 million.
Yeah.
Steph Curry is a 4-year contract, $215 million.
Yeah.
So now if you just go by numbers, $200 million, I get that. But 4 to 5, that's huge. So Steph Curry's value is shown in that. So
great point.
Good job, Warriors. Good job.
That's a great point, dude. 4-year versus a 5-year for $215. What was Trey's?
207.
207.
5-year, 207.
And that's 1 year apart. That makes sense.
That's in the ballpark. That makes a lot of sense. So I agree. They also re-signed for Nemanja Bjelica to a 1-year to a 1-year contract. So good. First of all, good sign for Steph Curry. They need to. To be honest with you, they should have signed a lifetime contract. Let's talk. Yeah, I know. They should have gave him Patrick Mahomes money.
I agree. Lifetime contract. I agree, dude. But let's talk about that. The Golden State Warriors. How do you think they're going to do this year?
Okay, with the addition of back, if Klay Thompson come back
healthy, he's supposed to. He literally sat out all year. I don't know what injury that you're going to sit all year with the top doctors in the NBA and whatnot and not come back.
100%. They got Wiggins and Wiseman coming back, and they're going to have
Wiggins, Wiseman,
Iguodala
a year
contract. The Warriors will be in the mix. I think they will be top 5.
Will they be title contention?
Will they be title contention?
I
think. Okay, I would say yes, barring here's the thing that will hold them back: injuries. And if
They're
the
big men.
Lakers,
Who they have the big men? I was literally gonna say the Lakers. They got AD. They got LeBron James. Who's the big man? Of course, you have freaking what's his name is gonna be guarding LeBron James. But
okay,
who's gonna guard AD?
you got
Wiseman.
Wiseman.
Wiseman's not guarding AD.
What?
Like
Well,
not well.
who's gonna guard Curry and Thompson?
No one. No one can guard Curry. We already know that.
So
But Thompson, that might be freaking what's his name? They just the point guard, freaking Russell Westbrook.
no,
Yeah, Russell Westbrook on freaking Curry. So I mean,
and here's the thing too with that is it's a game of strategy.
it is. That's my point.
Can the Lakers
are they moving the chess pieces?
Can the Lakers implement their big style on them, the slow down, implement their size, or can Golden State implement their speed and movement and ball movement?
I argue usually if we look at history, usually the big men win. Usually the big like if you can slow down the game, you pretty much win the game. You control. Talk about the real MMA bros. What's the big thing with wrestlers? They control the pace. They control where the fight's taking place, and you win. You win on unanimous decision or something.
Yeah.
The Lakers are huge, man.
Yeah.
They're huge.
Only issue I have with that is Lakers don't have any big men that can easily go down there and just physically dominate. AD is a perimeter player. Dwight Howard's going to give you 6 to 8 points. And Marc Gasol is going to give you maybe 4 points.
Can you repeat that? They don't have any. You know they have LeBron James on that team.
And, I also know LeBron James.
LeBron James 6'8". Like he's a big man.
I also know LeBron James is a perimeter player that loves to drive.
He's everything.
He don't get down there and go back to the.
It's LeBron James. He does everything. Like,
so I think so. If
Lakers, I guess my argument is you hit the nail on the head. Can Golden State's speed beat Lakers' size? I don't know. We'll see. We're gonna see, but the way Curry was playing last year too, he was getting that fit. He was getting 60-point games, man.
The huge thing with the Lakers to me is age.
Yeah.
The huge thing is age. And
but let's pause that though. Age right now is not an issue though, because they're all. You could argue that they're not in their prime, but they're not like old by any means. They're in the 32 to 36, I believe all of them are. Okay. Am I mistaken by that? Like, no one's older than 36.
Well, I could think of several key additions that they had that they're past their prime. Marc Gasol, Dwight Howard.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah.
Trevor
but, all those three people are coming off the bench.
So
Trevor, yeah.
But so
their main people are still like, if not in their prime, around the prime. AD, LeBron James, Russell Westbrook. Who else? I wish they would have kept Andre Drummond. That's a big one. I wish they would have kept.
As of late, the only person that's been durable as of late has been Russell Westbrook out of those
man.
chicks. AD get hurt if he's
let's pause and talk about that. I don't know our time or whatnot. But this is the bonus show.
Yeah,
we talk about whatever we want.
Yes.
Russell Westbrook last year, first of all, he broke freaking Oscar Robinson's triple-double, something that shouldn't be broken. Like, you think when we talked about it, when Oscar Robinson had that, no one thought that was going to be broken. Like, it's never going to be broken. Like,
who's gonna ever average a triple-double?
Average a triple-double for how many seasons you have to do that?
Yes.
Russell Westbrook did that. He's still in his relative prime, dude. He could when we say shatter that, he could average a triple-double for the next 2 or 3 seasons, especially with the Lakers. So
Russell has made the triple-double irrelevant.
Which is
ridiculous.
How crazy is that?
Because there are only 2 players in history that average a triple-double, and he's one of them.
It's crazy. And the other one did it in like 1970s or 60s.
And see, the main issue is no one...
And the game was completely different.
Also, too, the main issue is the public and the media do not like Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
So they don't glorify him like they would glorify if it was someone they liked. Like, averaging a triple-double is not easy. If it was so easy, it would happen.
It's near impossible.
Yes, because you have to depend on other people to average a triple-double.
Assists.
Assists, rebounds, and points.
Yeah.
Now, my question to you is, which one is harder to average 10 of, rebounds or assists? What do you think?
It's a great question. Probably assists, I would assume. Only because, like you said, you literally have to rely on someone. You're throwing the ball to someone, they have to make it. But, I mean, let's talk about Russell Westbrook. These triple-doubles aren't just like, 20, 10, and 10. We're talking about, like, sometimes 30, 20, and 15, or, like, 20, 22, and 15. Or like, these are crazy triple-doubles.
And his assists also are, several of them are, like, skilled pass assists.
Yes.
It's not like,
Like
hey,
no
it's not like,
looks,
hey,
like,
it's not like, hey, let me give it to this wide open guy. He made the
or
shot.
alley oops
A
or something
lot of
like
his
that.
passes, he actually makes the guy open. He passes him open. He
Yeah.
leads him.
I
So
think Russell Westbrook is very misunderstood. I
he is.
think I'm glad he went to the Lakers. I think Washington, what he wanted to do was get a team that was relatively young. I mean, he had Beal, he had a lot of great big men. They did make it to the playoffs, which was crazy. Everyone counted them out. Like, I don't know how they made the playoffs, but they made the playoffs. Yes, they lost, but still. I think this is his time. I think Russell Westbrook is gonna shine.
And in true Russell Westbrook fashion, when he gets there, initially he got to figure out people skills and stuff. So he starts off slow, but once he figure out everyone, that's when the triple doubles
I'll
come.
be honest. I think it's gonna be like James Harden. James Harden said when he went straight from Houston to Brooklyn. I know they threw a lot of shade at Houston, but he said, "Dude, I'm playing with fucking freaking like amazing players. Like it's easy when you have such talent. Like you find your rhythm pretty quick. So
He
I
does.
think he'll find his rhythm, especially with AD and LeBron over there. So
All right, next up on August the 3rd, we have Trailblazers. They signed guard Tony Snell to one contract.
Yep.
In the pickup, you got the Suns forward Abdel Nadar to a 2-year .42.
Yep.
You have the Spurs. They signed center Jock Landale to a 2-year contract, undisclosed.
Yep.
They also signed shooting guard Brian Forrest to a contract.
Yeah, all of those are just tiny pieces to the puzzle. They're not.
The Raptors signed for Sam Decker. Isn't Sam Decker that guy that looks like a bodybuilder? That weird white guy that looks weird. But let's go. Let's go on. Pelicans signed for Didi Luzada to a 4-year contract. The Patriots signed guard Kiefer Sykes to a 1-year contract.
Yep.
The Nets signed guard Patty Mills to a 2-year $12 million, which is a great pickup.
Great pickup.
They also re-signed guard Bruce Brown to a 1-year $4.7, and they signed forward James Johnson to a 1-year, but also they re-signed Blake Griffin, what I missed earlier. Now the Patty Mills pickup is phenomenal. The backcourt of Kyrie Irving and Patty Mills, those scores and that speed and the 70s is going to be insane.
So Patty Mills is the perfect. Whoever's their GM did a fantastic job with that. They needed a backup to Kyrie Irving. Who Patty Mills, of course, I say this too, undersized, but he's relatively small. But you don't have to be big in that offense. Like you got KD, you got freaking James Harden, you got freaking what's his name? The other one.
We mentioned Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, you got Kyrie. Did I say Kyrie Irving? You got them. Like they're the scorers. You don't need a scorer per se. You need someone who is when they're open who's gonna make it. Who I thought, who failed us last year? The Brooklyn Nets. Freaking what's his name? White guy. Freaking he couldn't make his shot. Like if he would have made his shots, they probably would have won that game.
And that is his skill set.
That's his skill set. He is a 3-point shooter when he'll make it when he's open.
Also, too, they fell in love with KD a little too much. Everyone was just standing around having KD just be great. That's why he got tired.
Yep.
So I like the Patty Mills effort guy coming out can score.
And he
knows
can play
the
some
game, his skill, and he's coming from the popular system, so he knows fundamentals. He's great with all of the basics. They re-signed guard Bruce Brown to a 1-year $4.7. I like that too. And they signed for James.
I like Bruce Brown. I think Bruce Brown's a great player. I like him.
Yep.
So
next up, the Magic, they signed the guard Robin Lopez to 1-year $5
great
million.
pickup. I'm really interested to see Washington Wizards. They're getting rid of all these big men. They got.
But they added a lot of stuff. Washington will be a decent.
I would like. We should talk about that on another bonus show. But I would like to go through Washington and see them. That's an interesting.
They picked up a lot of good pieces.
Because I wonder if Beal's been talking about going to Boston. So that's just allegedly rumors.
Yeah, what, they gonna trade Jaylen Brown for him? Jaylen Brown.
No. The reason why he wants to go to Boston is to play with Jaylen Brown. Or not? I'm sorry, Tatum. He wants to play with Tatum. So they might get rid of Brown.
And Brown is a great two-way player. And
he had
a come-out year this year. He was.
Can I be honest? I would trade for Brown. I would trade for Beal. Brown, Beal. That's good for both.
Yeah, and Brown could really show off because he don't have to share anymore.
Yeah, and he would be the number one option.
He's a great two-way player.
Yeah.
So next up, speaking of Lakers again, Lakers they re-signed guard Taylor Horton Tucker to a 3-year $32 million deal. That's a reward. He's a great. He had a great summer league. He came in off the bench and did well with the Lakers last year. Youth, they got some youth. They also, speaking of youth, they also signed guard Kendrick Nunn to a 2-year $10 million contract. Good. Another youthful guard, very athletic. They also signed, speaking of old age, we were talking about earlier, they signed for Carmelo
Hall of Famer Carmelo Anthony.
Year. Hey, the Banana Boat Boys are getting back together.
Isn't that crazy?
And they signed guard Malik Monk.
10 years ago or 15 years ago, if I said, hey, LeBron James and Carmelo Anthony would be on the same team. They're going to be going for a championship like 10 or 15 years later.
Yeah.
Like you would be like, "What? No?" Like,
Yeah, it's crazy, and they signed guard. They signed a lot of youth minus Carmelo Anthony, and it's all from the guard position
Yep.
because no one on that team like the guards. But
Oh, Westbrook.
so I like the youth additions for the guard position. So that's
Yeah,
fine.
I mean, we talked about this. A+. Lakers and Miami Heat just destroying this trade. They literally made themselves from playoff contention to championship contention.
Yep.
So.
Also, the Knicks, they signed for Taj Gibson to 1 year, 2.7, another retread. Effort guy.
Yeah.
Effort guy, good.
He fits really well with that system. So.
Okay, Jazz, they signed for Rudy Gay to 2 year, 12.1.
This is a big Hassan Whiteside.
They also signed center Hassan Whiteside undisclosed contract.
Very big pickup. Yeah. Very big.
Great.
Especially, so it's Hassan Whiteside. I'm assuming Hassan Whiteside is going to be playing second fiddle to Rudy Gobert. I'm just saying that's a 1-2 punch. Yeah. Like imagine you got Rudy Gobert, he comes off and then you got Hassan Whiteside coming off the bench.
Big body, both of them are big bodies down the paint and can guard and can block. They rim protector.
I was gonna say around the rim, no one's going over with Utah.
Rudy Gay, I think he's a retread with the Jazz. Rudy Gay, they signed him to a 2 year, 12.1. He's not the athletic freak he used to be, but he's solid and he still can move. So that's an okay pickup for the Jazz.
Rudy Gay's at the end of his career. Yes. So I mean, we'll see.
Definitely end of career. Yeah. Also, the Hornets, they signed one of the fastest guys.
My boy,
who's been on I think 12 teams. Guard
13.
13 teams. Yeah. He's got signed guard Ish Smith to a 1 year contract.
Smith, let's do it, Ish. Let's get that championship at Hornets. Let's do it.
There you go. I like the speed match with Melo. That's gonna be pretty good. They can really play fast.
So Ish is gonna come off the bench, obviously for Melo, but not only that, he's gonna be a good veteran voice for Melo. I think he's gonna be teaching a lot. So I think Ish has been everywhere.
Well, he won 13 teams. He definitely got some stories.
You're gonna learn something.
He gotta learn something.
And last year with Washington, he was a bright spot for Washington. Like. When he came off the bench, he was instant offense. So
another good pickup from the Heat. They signed for Markieff Morris to a 1 year contract. Another good pickup from the Heat.
Yep, Heat's killing it.
Gritty, edgy guy.
Pat Riley and the Heat. They're going for a championship.
And the Bucks, they signed for Rodney Hood to a 1 year contract, and they signed another Milwaukee retread guard George Hill to a 2 year, $8 million contract.
I bet George Hill loves that. I mean, that's
he's coming in. He's coming into a championship team. He loves that. And Rodney Hood, I know he's coming from an injury. If he can get to 60-70% of what he was when he played with Utah, he's going to be a good pickup from the Bucks. Good score.
Yeah.
Also, the Bulls, a huge pickup. Speaking of, we were talking about the Bulls earlier with Lonzo and Caruso. Now, a.k.a. White Jesus, they also signed for DeMar DeRozan to a 3 year, $85 million contract.
I'm sorry, I messed up. I said those two A+. There's 3 teams A+. The Bulls. Yes. The Bulls are looking amazing. First of all, DeMar DeRozan, again, one of the most underrated players. He is legit a superstar. Superstar. So you got him. Plus, you got freaking. They just picked up. What's his name? The Ball brother.
Lonzo Ball.
Dude. And then
you got Zach LaVine. You got Zach LaVine at the perimeter. I'm thinking.
No. And Vuk. Like they have Vuk.
They got Vuk. Come on. The All-Star from last year. So here's the thing.
They're looking great.
The thing. With Lonzo at the 1, LaVine at the 2, and DeRozan at the 3. That's a very athletic.
1, 2, 3. Bam.
You got Vucevic, who's in
four.
Who coming from an All-Star season.
Vuk is gonna be a double-double.
What he did with Chicago.
Vuk's gonna be 2010 every night.
Oh yeah, he's a monster. So I'm loving what Chicago is doing right now.
Yeah, they're looking.
I'm loving what Chicago is doing right now. Also, too, you got the 76ers. They signed power forward Georges Niang to a 2 year, $6.7 million contract. And they also signed center Andre Drummond to a 1 year contract.
What's up with that? Why the Andre Drummond?
No, why did they sign him?
Yeah, I mean, obviously come off the bench for Joel Embiid.
They got a big body.
Why?
They need a big body down low to give Joel Embiid.
It's weird with these coming back. Like, whatever. Okay.
Yeah. One reason I got to go to the
restroom. Okay. So we're gonna pause a little, but I'll go into the next ones. So we got Wizards signed Spencer DeWitt to 3 year, $62 million contract. We got Alan Schmeichel for the Warriors. Eric Paschal to Jazz for 2nd round pick. Thunder buyout Kemba Walker. So that's a big pickup. So we got Kemba Walker going to the New York Knicks. That's a huge pickup. I think the New York Knicks were like. We talked about Derrick Rose too, how Derrick Rose resurgence to his career. If you got Derrick Rose coming off the bench for Kemba Walker, whew, that's great. That's a great 1-2 punch. You need a deep bench to go deep into the playoffs. And these teams that are growing their teams and getting a strong bench. No, of course the starting five is super important, but I argue the bench is even more important. If you want to make it deep in the playoffs, that's what you need. So you got Magic re-signed Mo Wagner 2-year contract. Kings re-signed Terrence Davis 2-year. The Heat re-signed Victor Oladipo. Okay, let's pause. We'll talk about more when Chris comes, but Miami Heat, Chicago Bulls, okay, and the Lakers. Those three teams destroy A plus plus. Like the additions they made and the re-signings, those three teams are gonna be championship caliber teams. They're gonna be title contention. They just are. Like when you on paper, barring crazy injuries, barring craziness that no one can predict, those guys are they're amazing. Their teams are amazing. So I really like Victor Oladipo. He's quick, wily veteran. He can score. He can pass, of course. Hawks re-signed John Collins, 5-year, $125 million contract. Good job. Again, I mean, I keep saying this. We have to have a little button that says this. That's his reward. Like, he played great in the playoffs. He's tough. He can rebound. Celtics signed Cantor, 1-year contract. Bulls signed Tony Bradley to a 1-year contract. And you got 76ers signed Danny Green to a 2-year, $20 million contract. So Danny Green was a pretty pivotal with 76ers too, though. So we're almost done. We got Trailblazers signed Ben McLemore. Suns re-signed Frank Kaminsky. We got Knicks signed Julius Randle, 4-year, $117 million contract extension. So the Knicks getting Randle back. The Knicks getting Kemba Walker. The Knicks re-signing Derrick Rose. The Knicks are looking to go far in the playoffs this year too. And you got Hawks re-signing Lou Williams, 1-year, $5 million. Just again, bam, Lou Williams coming off the bench and helping. Warriors signed Andre Iguodala, 1-year contract extension. You got Hornets signed Kelly Oubre, 2-year, $26 million contract. Clippers signed Reggie Jackson, 2-year, $22 million. And Bulls re-signed Javonte Green, 2-year contract. So in conclusion, the NBA, we got so many great trades. We have so many great things happening. I think I'm going to go a little let's take a step back. The past few years, we're seeing a resurgence in like young, great superstars. We got the with Boston Celtics, you got what's his name? You got of course Jaylen Brown, but Tatum. You got Tatum. You got Trae Young. You got Ja Morant. You got these young just superstars starting to feel it, like starting to really come on their own. And of course, you have the veterans. These veteran teams, they're going for championships now. But those young teams, the Boston's, the Atlanta Hawks, the even like I said, the John Morant over with the Grizzlies, they're gonna like the next 3, 4, 5 years, they're gonna make some noise. They're gonna do their thing, and they're gonna win. Like they're just gonna win. Like I know for a fact that Atlanta's gonna be around for a while. They really are. They got a young, great team. They got a superstar. You got you have the Grizzlies. You got John Morant, and they're doing some really great stuff. So that's what I'll say. They just are these young teams are starting to take over the NBA, and I love it. I love it. We had the Phoenix Suns and Milwaukee Bucks were in the finals. Like Milwaukee and Phoenix in the finals, like
Not the
it's
sexiest
crazy.
finals you can think of.
No, but what I was just saying is we're in this now, this age. I would say the last 3 to 5 years where the young guns are starting to take over. You got the Ja Morants, you got the Trae Youngs, you got the Tatums, you got the like these young guys that are starting to become superstars. And I love it. I love it. You got Phoenix, you got the Devin Bookers, you got it's exciting. It's an exciting time in the NBA.
Yeah, because these young guys coming out nowadays with no fear.
No fear.
And back in the day, it was easy to idolize these guys. You grow up and you're like, oh man, I'm playing with this guy. I'm playing with this guy. This is LeBron James. This is this. But in the era that we're in now, is everyone, especially with social media era, everyone feels like they're MVPs and feel like they're just as good because like it's constant. You getting all the attention and stuff. So people feel that they're equals. And one of the main differences between you have these superstar guys to a regular NBA guy, they all are good. But the moment when that regular NBA guy has a little bit of success with that superstar, that mentality or that superiority is fading away.
Correct.
So these guys are coming in ready, and they're coming in really ready.
And I love it.
And I love it.
So we'll talk about. So we went over Kemba Walker going to New York. I'll get your take on it. Victor Oladipo resigning with the Heat, and then Julius Randle, 4-year, $117 million. So
Okay.
those were the big ones.
I like Kemba going to New York because Kemba provides.
I love it.
He's an all-star. He provides some great
Think
scoring.
about that. Kemba Walker
and he's a
and
big
Derrick
shot
Rose
maker.
coming off the bench.
And he's a big shot maker. So I like that pickup for New York. He had a little pizzazz with him. Kemba kind of faded out of the Boston Celtics lineup with injuries. Yeah. With injuries and stuff, he kind of faded out a little bit. So I like what I'm seeing with New York as far as that pickup.
Good. And I mean Julius Randle.
Okay, Julius Randle.
So, 4-year, $117.
They had to pay Julius. Julius was one of the main key pieces in New York. He was doing his thing.
He's definitely the first option right now.
He's putting up great numbers. So that was a great pickup. And Victor Oladipo.
Yep.
If he's healthy.
Yeah. Which he has
Miami is
unbelievable.
Miami will make it to the finals.
Yeah, I'll say that too. If all of them are healthy and everything is on paper, it's gonna be Lakers and Miami. Like how can it not be? Like it's so good on paper, both of them. I mean, in the Bulls, you got Bulls in there too, just like doing great. But I just went, and that was the major one. I mean, I read the rest about Lou Williams and all that.
Okay, cool.
What's your conclusion? So let's go. Let's give it the grade.
So we got one last.
No, I did that one.
Okay.
Andre,
you did Umbre. You did all these.
Yeah.
Okay. So as far as grades wise, to me, three teams stood out. It was the Lakers, Chicago, and
Detroit,
and the Heat.
Oh.
and the Heat. You know? So I mean, three teams stood out. I think.
So those three, it's not even like stood out. There's three teams, and then literally everyone else. Like it wasn't even close. Like
I think the number one team that stood out to me was as far as the signings. Not because we're only doing free agency signings. We're not doing trades.
Yep.
Is the Miami Heat.
Yep.
Because you literally can, I would say 80 to 90% of their transactions, you can pinpoint to improvement made from these guys.
Correct.
From these guys. So I would say, so for me, I go Miami Heat A+.
Yep.
Miami Heat A+.
Okay.
My next one would be Chicago. Chicago, and then the Lakers. Because
it sucks, It sucks when I agree with you because we can have a back and forth, but Chris nailed it on the head. I get A+ Miami. It's like he exactly said. Every trade or every addition or everything, they got better. Mm-hmm. Like there was like an actual visual you could say they got better. A+. Mm-hmm. Secondly, Bulls. Like you get the same thing. The additions and not only like technically better, excitement wise.
Yes.
Like entertainment wise, you got one of the Ball brothers. You got freaking what's his name?
Listen, you got the Ball brothers. You got DeMar DeRozan.
You got DeRozan.
He's still athletic. He still can score, and he fine-tuned a lot of his offensive skills when he played with Popovich's system.
Correct.
And you got Zach LaVine.
Yeah, game over. And then third, you got of course the Lakers, and the Lakers literally they're just throwing money into the wind, and they're just like, we're gonna win a championship. Just throwing money up. I want to win now. I want to win. Yeah, now. And LeBron James, if he's smart, what he's gonna do is if they do win the championship, that's the time to go into the sunset. Like he's done everything. What I always say with what else to prove? I think you should get a goal. The goal is a championship, right? Mm-hmm. You get that, you're done, man. You did it. You did it. You won at life. Like,
I agree.
So yeah, those are the three teams. Everyone else, I can't even think of another team that even I would give a B. Mm-hmm. Like I don't even know. There's really no one else.
Any other team either.
Yeah, just Miami, Bulls, Lakers. Yeah, that's it. And if anyone tells you otherwise, they're wrong. They're just plain wrong. Like those those. I guess the Jeff Green pickup. That's the pickup. The freaking. No offense to Jeff Green, he's a great player, but it's not the pickup. And also, you know what pisses me off? These people shitting on the Russell Westbrook dude. That's a phenomenal pickup. Like a phenomenal pickup.
Yes, it is.
The Lakers. Like, there's no human being. If you have any NBA knowledge at all, and you know Russell Westbrook, that's a phenomenal pickup. Don't say that's a bad pickup at any.
And if LeBron bite into the system of with Russell, they can go farther because Russ will prolong LeBron's career if LeBron decide to play down low and play off the ball.
The only thing is,
if he wants to be the point guard and handle the ball a lot, that's going to clash with Russ. But
yeah.
If LeBron
Correct.
plays
I was
off
literally
the ball,
going to say that, yeah.
If LeBron plays off the ball, it will prolong
which he
his career,
will.
and Russ will get him some easy.
Russ wants to be the point guard, like, and
LeBron
is a point guard. And LeBron doesn't want to be a point guard. So
well, let me rephrase that. Okay, Russ is a point guard. LeBron wants to be a point guard. He just don't want to guard point guards.
Correct.
He just don't want to guard point
guards. And he won't.
He wants to be the dictator. He wants to be the guy to dribble. He wants to be the guy to make the plays and stuff.
Well, it worked pretty well with Beal last year too. I remember Russ. They played really well together, Beal and Russ. I don't think people realize how well they did play together. Russ can step back. Russ stepped back so many times with Beal and was like, okay, you do it. He's going to do the same thing with LeBron James. He's like, here you go, you do your thing. You need me? Okay, now I'll drive to the basket.
He is. Only difference is Beal is a straight up scorer, is a phenomenal scorer.
Yeah, Beal's phenomenal.
Not a passer. LeBron is a phenomenal passer. And
LeBron
he's a
could be a phenomenal scorer. I really do think he could.
If he really wanted to,
he could.
So I hopefully this year he wants to and let Russ do his thing at the point guard.
We'll see. I'm excited to find out though.
Yeah,
I'm excited to find out.
Good year.
Okay, so we got the real MMA bro. We should call this the NBA showcase right now.
NBA showcase, the bonus show.
The bonus. Hey, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you tell all your friends that there's two guys on YouTube spitting gospel when it comes to all sports.
Yes.
That's what you got to do right now. So share it, like it, comment. What else can you do on the internet? Type something. I don't know.
Yes.
Do it. Email us.
Yeah. Email, comment, negative or positive.
Anything.
Troll.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Give us a big F you. Send us a message that says F you.
Like this video. Hey, do what you got to do.
We're going to thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Add to the algorithm and let's do this.
So this is the real NBA. I was going to say the real NBA brothers.
Yeah. Well,
the real MMA brothers.
Yes.
So the real MMA brothers signing off. You got anything else, Chris?
I have nothing else. And thank you guys for your support. Keep it up. And we'll be seeing you tomorrow night for the Fight Companion.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
See ya.